But OKN Junior qualifying Heat 1 is coming up next. And yesterday, it was Toby Gale on pole position. Today, by, well, a stroke of luck, it's Toby Gale back on pole today. He had to do the hard work to get that pole time, but we caught up with him after time qualifying. Well, at the end of time qualifying for the OK Junior category, it's Toby Gale who starts this one on pole position, and the biggest talking point has been track limits. And Toby, you've come away with no track limit penalties, and you start this one on pole position. Superb time from yourself, and talk us, how are you feeling for the rest of the day ahead?
Yeah, just really excited for the rest of the day. Quite unfortunate about yesterday getting the penalty in Heat 2, leading for us to start the final on P4, but you know, we learned from our mistakes, and I'm looking to give it everything today.
Yeah, it's a good thing about the academy program. It's effectively a double header. You get that second chance, and today you can learn from yesterday, like you were just saying. Let's talk about it, because again, very hot again today. Did you learn much from having to deal with the heat today that you can bring into today?
Yeah, the grip levels are really, really high, not what we expected. And all the times are getting quicker and quicker as the time goes by. So we're just adapting to it, really, just changing the kart setup and just getting it the best that we can get it.
Yeah. Well, today is going to be a brand new day for you. Let's hope it goes your way. Congratulations, well done. We'll see you on that front row.
Thank you.
A track limits penalty went to Connor Clancy. It does mean that he starts on the front row of the grid, just not on the pole side. Green flag waves, engines fire up, the karts make their way out to the circle. Let's take you through that full starting lineup. It is Toby Gale on pole position. We will have Connor Clancy for company alongside Oscar Gallin and Leonidas Peruzzi go from row number 2. Final winner from yesterday, Maxim Bobajov starts this one on the third row of the grid. He'll have championship leader James Anagnostiadis starting alongside Kasper Reipold, and Xavier Dudkowski go from row 4. They'll have Matthias Wittfer and William Marshall on row 5. Front row starter yesterday, Mitesh Jain starts on row 6 this time today. We'll have Veer Chopra for company alongside. They'll have Nicholas Stanley and Ella Hakkinen rounding out row number 7. Didier Kreeft and Angelina Simmons, they go from row number 8. They'll have Victoria Farfus and Dinia Islamov on row 9. Axel Nocom and Vanessa Shilkane go from row 10. They'll have Zachariah Dole and Flavio Carrier on row 11. Egon Prodotti and Emilia Vishamirska on row 12. They'll have Sanjana Dandu and Vera Jurland on row 13. Sujana Dandu and Marcel Cabela round out row number 14. They'll have Anian Singh and Kareen Kaur on row 15. Enna Pizzuto, I believe, will be not on that grid, the same as Isaac Say. Both drivers not taking part in time qualifying, and both of them not clocking up on my screen here. So only the 30 drivers racing in this one as they head out onto the track. It's again another beautiful day here in the United Arab Emirates at the Dubai Kartdrome here. The circuit looking absolutely fabulous here. David Bright and the full team here at the Dubai Kartdrome doing a brilliant job of getting the track prepared for this weekend here for the Champions of the Future Academy program. Round 4, the first round of the Middle East phase of the championship. We already had the 3 rounds in Europe, heading to tracks in Italy with Cremona, Franciacorta, and of course Valencia in Spain as well. There a look at some of the marshals. They had a group photo this morning. Fabulous to see the camaraderie between the marshalling team here at the Dubai Kartdrome. They've done an absolutely fantastic job of keeping all the drivers and the track nice, clear and safe. Here we go then, into the tram lines. First time today, the sun is shining on the juniors and the lights go green. We are racing down in towards turn number 1. Gale gets a good getaway from the rest of the field. Anagnostiadis has managed to get himself on the inside line and holds on to P4. Connor Clancy has dropped down to 3rd place. As through has gone Oscar Gallin up into P2. Can everyone get around turn number 3, the pinch point of the track? They can. 1 or 2 karts going very slowly on the exit, but crucially everyone else has got away extremely well. Down the hill they go for the first time through the sweeping left-hander of turn 8, and one driver's not come through. It's Vera Jurland from Sweden in the number 22 out of this race, but she is walking away, but clearly very, very frustrated with what's happened there. So clearly not happy with the situation, especially first race of the second day of racing. Into the final sector they go then. They sweep through turns 14, 15, 16 and 17. Back onto the start-finish straight. It's Gale leading, and he's got a lead now of around 0.4 of a second from Oscar Gallin, who is holding off the likes of Connor Clancy. Now, Connor Clancy is quick around here. He showed that in time qualifying. Did get caught out with the track limits, though, so he does need to be careful in these qualifying heats. Anagnostidis is still there, and drama in the background. 4 cuts off the track. The 11 is one of them. Mateus Vitver is one, I think. Victoria Farfus is one of them as well. The 11 is that Leonidas Peruzzi. It is the driver who started on the second row of the grid out of this race. It's Peruzzi, Vitver. No, it's Angelina Simmons, sorry. The Discover Your Drive initiative driver who's off the track there in the 23. And Didier Krieft has been caught out. So Peruzzi, Vitver, Simmons and Krieft are the 4 drivers involved. But thankfully, they all look okay. Just think it was a 4-into-1 there. Didn't go at turn number 2. So yellow flags will be out then as the marshals go to work at clearing the circuit. Field coming through. They've already done a brilliant job of getting the carts off the racing line there as well. Down the inside, Maxim Bobajov tries to force the move there to get past Raipold. Now Veer Chopra is on the rear bumper trying to attack here. Bobajov. Bobajov was the final winner yesterday. Knows how to pedal around this circuit, but right now is sitting there in P6 and is losing touch of the drivers up ahead here. Gale's broken away pretty comfortably right now. Gallen's still there in second place as well. Their frustration kicking in then for the drivers out of this race. Vitver, Peruzzi, Simmons, Krieft and Jurland, they are all sitting around that turn 1, 2, 3 area in sector 1 out of this race. Eyes, though, focusing back on this one. Championship leader, Anagnostidis, there in P3. Now has Connor Clancy just behind, so he's got that move done. Steps up now. There's a replay here. This might be that incident that we saw at number 3. Yes, it is. And just, okay, I think it was a breakdown for Leonidas Peruzzi. I think his kart broke down. And then, unfortunately, that caused a chain reaction behind. And then, well, everyone else getting caught out, and that, of course, being Didier Krieft, Angelina Simmons, and Mateus Vitver. And Angelina Simmons under investigation as well at the end of that. So, race far from over just yet. There is Angelina Simmons, now watching this one from the sidelines. As you can imagine, not happy at all. Eyes on this one, though, back on the front runners, still very, very close. Gale still leading this way. Gap is 0.3 of a second. It is coming down, though, the gap, but by milliseconds here. Oscar Gallin is closing in, but again, he has to be careful because Anagnostidis, there getting past Clancy, is closing in. Again, the championship leader here, wanting to make sure that he could end this weekend still as championship leader because that gap has closed down just a little bit in the junior category. Anagnostidis still leads it 402 championship points, but Kasper Raipold of Poland starting to close in now is just 61 championship points behind. So again, needs to have good results today. 76 championship points available over the course of the weekend. 25 if you get maximum points in the qualifying heats phase, 50 points if you win the final, and of course that extra championship point if you get the fastest lap of the race as well. At this moment, Gale yesterday, who dominated the qualifying heats, did receive that penalty in qualifying heat 2. That gave the win to Nicholas Stanley, the Spanish-American driver. Looked very quick this weekend, but at the moment, Stanley currently running in 11th place at the moment, so going to need to dig deep on this one, see if he can push his way forward in these qualifying heats. Back on this one, though. Gale and Gallin, line astern right now. Clancy back up into 3rd place. Now they've rechanged positions in the background there. And Bobajov is closing in once more on Anagnostidis. He's got past Raipold. He's up into P5 now, so there have been changes up in the top 5. Right now, we keep an eye on this battle. Gale and Gallin is closing in. They've not managed to break away here. It's just a case of who breaks first out of these 3. And again, they need to be careful of these track limits. They do not want to run wide on any one of these corners. They don't want to take too much apex curb as well. on any of these corners. We saw that yesterday in the senior category. Some drivers hitting the inside curb and it just rotating as they were climbing up the hill here through turns 9 and 10. But all good for the front three in this one as they are now starting to break away from Anagnostiadis. Anagnostiadis right now looking like he's going to have to settle for P4 here if he can hold off Maxim Bobajov, but Bobajov is certainly piling on the pressure there in P4 as the race leaders once again come across the line. We go on to lap number 8 of 9 now, as in the second half of the season. There you can see the results of the second half of the season. Round 5 finished in P5 as Clancy sends it down the inside at turn number 2 and claims second place. And Oscar Gallin, as soon as he was looking comfortable there in P2, now has to defend from the likes of everyone else. Anagnostiadis has managed to get himself through as well. Bobajov and Reipold now going wheel to wheel to try and get past, but they settle now and hold on to their position. So it's still Gale who leads the way then on this penultimate lap of the race. Last lap board will be out this time. And can Toby Gale hold on to this qualifying heat lead? It was a superb day yesterday for Gale. Didn't finish on the top step of the podium, like we say, finished that final in P5. A bit of a disastrous second half of the day after it started so well. Final lap board, and well, that's a big check over the shoulder there for Toby Gale. And he immediately goes defensive there. Connor Clancy is on the attack now, and he's got the switchback. He's got the inside line going down in towards turn 4, and he takes the lead of this race on the final lap as they go downhill, but Gale is still right there. We have seen overtakes down the hill. We're going to see another one again down the inside through turn number 8. Anagnostiadis is close in again. He's going to try and go for the attack here. Gale's in the lead. Clancy there in second place. Anagnostiadis in third has launched an attack on these top 3, and now the rest have closed in. Gallin's there, Reipold, Bobajov, Chopper is there as well. This is the battle for the lead, and right now it is so close, but it's line astern here through the chicane. It looks like this is going to go the way of Toby Gale. He digged deep for it, he worked hard for it, and he's going to get that first race win of the day. A superb qualifying heat there. Absolutely nail-biting stuff. 0.7 of a second covers the top 5, the top 6 out on track. Absolutely superb run there. And for Toby Gale, he adds another one to the tally. Pole position yesterday, pole position today. Qualifying heat win yesterday in heat 1, and exactly the same today. See if he can match that going into qualifying heat 2. It went wrong for him yesterday. Today is a new day though. The sunshine in Dubai. Connor Clancy then finishing in P2 ahead of James Anagnostiadis, Oscar Gallin from Casper Reipold, Maxim Bobajov from Veer Chopra, William Marshall from Ella Hakkinen, Nicholas Stanley from Dinia Islamov, Anian Singh from Zachariah Dole. Then the rest of the field. Egon Prodrotti having a brilliant race, finishing in P14. Axel Nocon finishing in P15. Anian Singh, we didn't say much about Anian. First appearance here in the category and 17 places gained in that race. Finishes just outside the top 10 in P12. Rest of the field, Axel Nocon finishing in 15th place. Xavier Dudkowski finishing in 16th place from Mitash Jain. Victoria Farfus from Vanessa Shilkanate, Sanjana Dandu from Marcel Capella, Amelia Veshemirska from Sujana Dandu, Flavia Carrier from Karin Kaur rounding out the 25 finishes in that race. And then the retirements, Linus Peruzzi, Matthias Wipfer, Angelina Simmons, Didier Kreeft and Vera Jurland. The 2 non-starters, Anna Pizzuto and Isaac Sabe. There on your screen, Toby Gale of Thailand. Perfect start, certainly had to work a little bit harder